Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today is not really on DCS. Today's kind of like a really different video because today's video is my review on WinWing's Orion 2 HOTAS based off of the F16. Now, first things first, I do need to tell you guys that I did receive this from WinWing. I did not buy this with my own money. I received this to review on my Instagram account about a year ago. The reason why it has taken me so long to make a video like this is just life. Originally, I did want to get this video out about 4 months ago. Just a lot of personal issues came in the way, family, tragedies, stuff like that. I'm not going to get into that. Yes, this video was supposed to come out about 3-4 months ago, and I just haven't gotten to it. It's just my mind has been elsewhere, and I haven't been ready to make a review video. In this review, I'm going to start with the throttle and the throttle grips, and then we're going to move our way over to the joystick. I'm going to show you guys it. I did record this on my phone, and just bear with, I don't have a nice camera on hand right now. I recorded it on my phone. Sorry for the audio. It's phone audio, so there's only so much I can do. This is kind of like a quick verbal overview of what you're going to expect from this review. First, I'm going to show you guys the HOTAS on my phone, just to show you guys what it looks like, what I like about it, just really quickly just go over the HOTAS. Then we're going to go into an in-DCS representation. I'm going to go tanking, going to do some landings, might do a little bit of dogfighting, just some basic stuff. Anyways, enough of me talking a lot. Not really used to this, but let's get into the review. And before I forget, I want to thank WinWing again for sending me all their products to test and review on Instagram and on here now. And I'm really thankful for them. I guess what I'm trying to say is thank you, WinWing. So here is the setup. I did not dust it just to make it actually like, you know, this is what I use. And this is the setup. I do need the dust, and as you can see, and enjoy my very cheap pop filter here. But yes, here, this is the start of the 1 year review of the WinWing Orion 2 HOTAS based on the F16. So the thing I really like about the throttle is just how stiff and giggity, but that is actually something I really like, is how stiff everything feels, and it feels like it's meant to be used a lot. Like, I'm just gonna start flicking switches right now just so you guys can hear it. Basically, everything feels like it is meant to be used, and it just feels good. Like, I don't know how to really describe it, but the throttle base, just everything feels good. Now, the throttle itself, the F15E and EX throttles are a little bit better. They have a little bit more buttons on here. Here's the pinky switch. This does feel like it's meant to be used a lot, which it is. And on the Hornet, every single time I take off and land, I use this. This is your master lights on the Hornet, by the way. But everything works. Everything has lasted over the year, and this is just amazing. The only thing that I have a complaint on is the finger lifts. The spring broke on the right finger lift, and that's just the only problem that I have. But I will say that the finger lift and the D-dents, this is an addition. This is not something that you absolutely need. One more thing I would like to add about the throttle base is it has enough switches and buttons to do whatever you need it to do. It just is everything. The F16 autopilots are down here. the landing gear and wings and hook stuff for the 18 are up here. Here's the flaps on the right. Here is the parking brake, and here is landing gear. This is this switch, this 3-position switch and a press is the wing fold button. And over here we have the retract and extend launch bar and hook up and down there. Obviously, when you have a PTO2, hold on a second, my fingers are in the way of the camera. When you have a PTO2, you can get rid of these. You can get rid of these buttons and everything goes right there, and then you can use these for something else. Now, let's talk about the joystick. And let me tell you, I absolutely adore this joystick. This joystick and the joystick base is fantastic. I absolutely love this joystick. They did such a good job. I don't have any special things in this. This is just the base. This is literally the base model. There's nothing in here to fight me, or there's no kits in here. This is just the base one. I love it so much. It makes everything. It makes flying helicopters easy. It makes landing on aircraft carriers easy. It makes tanking easy. It is fantastic. Now, this joystick is awesome. I am a huge fan of the F-18 and the F-15, and this thing is so good. I've really wanted to get a mount to put it in between my legs and get an extender for it, but I wanted to wait until after I posted this review because I have it on the desk. I do not have the pasties on the desk. I have my my absolutely massive keyboard or mouse pad, not keyboard, mouse pad. I have this, actually kind of funny. I have this connected to the table by duct tape because the duct tape's just going to come right off. It's not going to leave any residue or anything. If it does, I can just clean it off with something later. But this thing is an absolute workhorse, and to give you guys an example of how well this thing is, we're going to do some tanking, and then I'm going to do some carrier landings in it. So let's get to that. And here we are in the F-14B made by Heapler Simulations, tanking on the KC-130.
Little right.
Just on an offline mission I just made real quick, just to give you guys a good example. On the bottom left of the screen, you'll see me holding on to and fighting the Tomcats and trying to hold it steady.
We're
now,
connected.
The thing that this joystick really does, it makes it very easy for you to make very fine and short movements without giving it too much like other joysticks. I do have to add that the WinWing Orion 2 is the only high-end joystick I've ever had, so I do need to try out other joysticks to see how they are compared to this one. But in my opinion, the Orion 2 is fantastic, and I was never able to tank in any aircraft before I got the Orion 2 joystick. Now, I did speed it up a little bit here just so we can go through the tanking a little bit faster. Keep an eye on my hand on the bottom left and Tomcat footage that's in front of you. As you can see, I'm just making very short movements, just very, very short and fine movements. It looks a lot faster than it actually is, but I can just keep it smooth, and I just never was able to do that before. And that's kind of what I look for now. If I ever do get another joystick, I will look for how stiff the joystick is, because the more you go to the side of the joystick, the more stiff it gets and the more it fights you. But it's not too much that it will give out really easily. And this thing has lasted me over a year, I think, at this point. I'm still able to tank with ease in any aircraft in DCS.
All right, we're topped off.
So I decided not to do any carrier landings. Instead, I was just going to do a really quick F16 landing. Here we are in the F16 on one of my favorite maps, Sinai. If you don't like Sinai on DCS, sorry, it's actually a good map. I hope we actually have it on contention sometime soon, and I might do a Sinai review, because I actually like it. Anyways, we are going into base final for Melez Air Base on the peninsula. And as you can see, it's very effortless. It is for me to just come in and just kind of feather the throttle, give it a little bit of power, pull back down the stick, and just kind of get it in there and land pretty good. I'm not the best at the F16. I don't really fly it that often anymore, but it just goes to show that the fine movements is just so easy with the Orion 2 HOTAS. Everything it just feels so smooth and sturdy and just good. And yeah, that's pretty much how I can describe this thing when it comes to doing basically anything. Now let's talk about the pros to owning a WinWing HOTAS. Now the pros to it, and I gotta say, the first thing I have to say is the amount of buttons you can get. The amount of buttons you can get on the Orion 2 throttle base is just, it's all you need. I mean, if you need more buttons, you know, it's kind of a problem there, but at the end of the day, it's enough. And if you're just looking for enough, it's the one for you. And one big thing, especially for me when it comes to playing a military combat simulator, is it's very immersive having these, you know, having a replica of an F16 stick or a throttle grip. It's a replica. It's kind of cool, and I get kind of immersed when I'm flying an F18 or an F15 when I like it. I like it a lot. I can go on for a while. I just really like this thing. It works, and it will last you. That's really all you need to know. Big pro when it comes to this is their customer support is really, really, really good. If you have a problem, you'll send a ticket in to their customer support. They'll help you, and they will give you a replacement, or they'll give you a replacement part. They're very, very good, and they respond pretty quickly. So keep that in mind. That is a really, 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 really big pro, is customer support. They are really good at that at WinWing. When we come into the cons, I have to bring up the price. It is pretty pricey, as all high-end milsim, or not, I shouldn't say milsim, but flight simulator gear is. It's very expensive if you're going for the higher end stuff, and WinWing is a higher end thing. So that's one thing you do have to keep in mind if you're looking at that. You'd probably spend a little bit more than what you would spend on something else. And another con, I just have to bring it up again, is the finger lifts. I just wish I guess I would say the finger lifts, I wish it was made out of a little bit better material, but again, it's not needed for the HOTAS, but I really think it should be a little bit more sturdy, and I think it just needs to be made out of better material. That's pretty much it for the cons. I mean, it's not that much. That's my review for the Orion 2 HOTAS. It's lasted me over a year, and I guess that year was almost constant use, if I think about it. Like, it's been a hard year of content creating, and I've been going ham in this last year, and it's worked. It's worked throughout that year. If you need to take anything away from this review, is that it's lasted me about a year. And that wraps up the review. Thank you guys so much for watching and getting this far into the review. I appreciate you guys very, very much. If you want to look on the WinWing store right now, I will put a link in the description below, straight to the WinWing website. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one.